A bubble bath is not going to heal a life that keeps wearing you out. And come on, I think we all know that. But we keep reaching for the little things and calling it self care when really we're just trying to recover enough to keep going. And that's not healing, love. That is survival. So if you've been telling yourself you just need more rest, more balance, a better routine, or even just a little break, but something still feels off, this conversation is for you because you are not bad at self care. You may just be stuck in survival mode. All right, hold my purse. Let's talk about it. Hello, love. Welcome back to Hold My Purse. I'm Ro, and this is the space where we tell the truth about self love and healing boundaries and what it really means to come back home to yourself. And today we're talking about something I think a lot of people are living through without fully naming it. They are not failing at self care, they are overloaded, they are stretched way too freaking thin. They are carrying too much for too long. And because they're still getting things done, nobody calls it survival mode. They call it strength. They call it being responsible. They call it it's just a busy season. But meanwhile, your mind, your body, and your spirit are asking for something deeper than a quick fix. So today we're talking about what survival mode really looks like, why rest can feel so uncomfortable, and most importantly, how to start shifting out of it in a real way. And before we go any further, here's the journal prompt I want you to hold with you while you listen. Where in my life am I calling something healing when it's really just helping me endure what I haven't addressed? Lord, sit with that. Sit with that. And if you haven't already, just real quick, subscribe to Hold My Purse, turn on your notifications, and stay connected to this space. And if you already know you've been really craving something deeper than just another quick moment of relief, I also want to invite you to the Awakening Return to Self retreat. It's one day from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It is going to be an amazing event that's really intentionally designed to help you return to yourself. It's going to be a sacred space to really just step away from the noise, rest, release, align, and reconnect with yourself. And I'll link the information in the show notes, and I really hope that you're going to join us. All right, let's get this. I think one of the biggest lies women have been sold is that if you just had a better self-care routine, you'd feel better. Because we try the candles, the bath, the skincare, the journal, the day off, the little reset. I mean, hell, I remember watching Insecure and Issa Rae had like self-care Sundays, and I started doing that, and it worked for a minute, but then I was right back to being like overwhelmed. And listen, I'm not against any of that. And I do believe it does help, but some of us don't need a better routine. We need fucking relief. Because there is a difference between caring for yourself and patching yourself up to go back into a life that keeps draining you. And it's like a never ending cycle. And that's the part I really want us to sit with. A lot of women they're just not resting. They're recovering just enough to keep performing, just enough to keep showing up, just enough to keep holding everything together. And because they're still functioning, nobody thinks anything is wrong. But functioning is not the same as being well. Just because you're handling it doesn't mean it's not hurting you. And once you really let that land, a lot starts to make sense. Because now you're not asking, why can't I get it together? Now you're asking, what has this been costing me? And that brings us to what survival mode actually looks like, because a lot of women are in it and don't even realize it. Survival mode does not always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like being productive, being responsible, being dependable, being the one everybody can count on. From the outside, it can look like everything's fine. But on the inside, damn, it can feel like I'm tired all the time. I'm irritated by the little things. I keep saying I'm fine because I do not have the energy to explain. I don't know what I need, only what needs to get done next. I keep procrastinating, not because I'm lazy, but because my mind feels overwhelmed. And if you can relate, say hello, holla, amen. I am the queen of procrastination sometimes, especially when my brain is just tired. I will just procrastinate and do other stuff to just avoid it. I stay up late trying to reclaim time for myself often because it's the only time nobody is asking me for anything. And I'm sure you can relate because that one right there, a lot of women know exactly what that feels like. And none of it means that you're lazy. None of it means that you're failing. None of it means that you're bad at life. It may just simply mean your system has been under pressure for too damn long. And the danger is when you live there long enough, survival starts to feel normal. You stop questioning it, you stop naming it, you build your whole identity around enduring it. And I freaking hate that. Well, we just got to endure life. No, we don't. And that's where so many women quietly disappear from themselves. They're living their lives, but they're not experiencing their life. And this is why we have to talk about rest, because that's the part that really trips people up. You see, a lot of women say they want rest, but the minute they finally get still, they feel guilty, anxious, restless, or even uncomfortable. And then they think, maybe I don't know how to relax. Girl, no. Sometimes rest feels uncomfortable because your body has gotten so used to stress. If you've been in go mode for so long, stillness can feel unfamiliar. And when stillness is unfamiliar, trust me, it can feel very unsafe. Because when things get quiet, you can hear what you've been trying not to hear: the grief, the resentment, the sadness, and honestly, the truth. And that's why rest can feel hard, not because rest is wrong and not because you're bad at it, but because rest makes room and room tells the truth. So the goal is not to shame yourself for struggling with rest. The goal is to get curious. What is my discomfort trying to show me? What rises up when things get quiet? What have I been pushing past for so long that my body no longer knows how to settle? That kind of honesty, that matters, because this is where the conversation shifts. Now we're no longer talking about self-care as a cute little routine. Now we're talking about self-love as truth. Here's the thing. We all talk about self-love like it's all softness and affirmations. And yes, I mean, I love me some tenderness. I love beauty. I love softness. But real self love starts with honesty. It starts when you finally say, I am more tired than I've been admitting. I don't have the capacity for all of this. This pace is draining me. This relationship is draining me. This version of me that everybody benefits from is costing me too damn much. That is self-love too. Because self-love is not just treating yourself nicely while ignoring what hurts. Self-love is telling yourself the truth about what hurts. Let me repeat that. Self-love is telling yourself the truth about what hurts. And that can be very uncomfortable, because once you tell the truth, You can't really unhear it. And once you admit something is draining you, now you have to decide what you're going to do with that. Once you admit what you've been calling self care is really self recovery, because honestly, that's what it is. Now you have to ask yourself whether you want more than survival in life. And I think that's why a lot of women in particular stay in the cycle, because because little dis- because little comforts are easier than big truths, right? It's easier to book that massage than to set that boundary. It's easier to light that candle than to say, I cannot keep living like this. And it's easier to call it burnout than to admit something in your life actually needs to change. And again, I ain't here to shame. I just want to shed some light. Sometimes the little things do help, but we still have to ask, is this helping me come back to myself, or is this just helping me tolerate what keeps hurting me? And that question leads right into the difference between escape and restoration. Everything that soothes you is not necessarily restoring you. Some things help you escape. Some things help you return to yourself. Escape says, I don't want to feel this right now, and I'm the queen of escaping. But restoration says, I want to care for myself in a way that actually helps me heal. Escape is numbing. Restoration is nourishing. Escape might be endless scrolling, overworking, shutting down, drinking to take the edge off, distracting yourself so you don't have to think. But restoration might be silence, a walk, prayer, journaling, a nap, a boundary, a conversation you've been avoiding, taking your ass to bed, canceling what you don't have the capacity for. Escape helps you survive the moment. Restoration helps you change the pattern. That, my love, is the difference. And that difference matters because if every version of self-care in your life is only getting you barely recovered enough to go back and to be depleted over again, then that is not deep care. That ain't nothing but maintenance. That's just survival mode with better branding. And you deserve more than maintenance. You deserve more than just enough rest to stop snapping, more than just enough quiet to stop crying, more than enough peace just to make it to Monday. You deserve restoration. You deserve a life that does not require you to constantly recover from it. So then the question becomes, okay, all right, what do I do with that? What does it actually look like to change it? Don't worry, I got you. This is the part I really want to leave you with. I don't want you to just hear this episode. I want you to feel moved. I want you to know where to start. So if you have been in survival mode, start here. First, you got to tell the truth. Ask yourself, what am I actually feeling? Am I tired or am I resentful? Am I overwhelmed or am I unsupported? Am I anxious or have I been ignoring what I need for too long? Because you cannot change what you keep sugarcoating. Second, identify one drain, not your whole life, one thing. One commitment, one habit, one relationship dynamic, one expectation, one place you already know this is costing me too much. Start there. Third, choose one restoring act, not what you're avoiding, what helps you come back to yourself. Maybe it's 10 minutes of silence. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's prayer. Maybe it's sleep. Maybe it's a walk without your phone. Maybe it's drinking water and getting in the bed. Maybe it's saying no to something you were about to force yourself into. And fourth, make one brave change, one no, one boundary, one canceled obligation, one honest conversation, one decision that says, I am no longer available for what keeps draining me. Not all at once, not perfectly, just be honest. And I need to say this too. Do not wait until you're falling apart to take yourself seriously. Respond to that whisper. You know, that little person that sits on your shoulder, be like, you know, your butt is tired. Sit down. Don't wait for the breakdown. Because every time you listen to yourself sooner, you teach yourself that your needs matter. That is how you start coming out of survival mode. Slowly, clearly, deliberately, and yes, with some support. Because some things you can start on your own. But deeper transformation happens when you have the tools, language, guidance, and space to practice a new way of living. Because that matters. And that's why I care so deeply about this work. I don't just want women to feel seen. I want women to come back to themselves. So, love, if all you do today is tell the truth, identify one drain, choose one restoring act, and make one brave change, that is a beginning. It's a good place to start, and beginnings matter. All right, up next, my girl Aria. She speaks. Hey, Aria.
Hey, Mimi.
How you doing?
Good.
So, you have been on the go, my friend. You went to
Japan.
Did you have a good time in Japan? Tell me all about it, because that was a long flight, and I don't think you've ever been on a plane that long. How was it?
It was good.
It was good. Did you get tired? Did you get bored, or you were just
I got bored and tired, but I couldn't sleep because the planes are not as comfortable.
right? This is true. This is true.
And the neck pillows that they gave us, they suck.
The neck pillows suck.
Yeah, they do.
I feel you. So, tell me, how was your trip? Inquiring minds.
I went to a monkey park.
You went to a monkey park? Tell us about that.
I got to feed the monkeys. They let us choose if we can use, what is it called? Peanuts or apples, and I choose apples.
Okay. You chose some apples?
Yeah, then they snatched it. The big ones always got in the way of the small ones.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the baby was like,
Is that how they sound? Dang. And then you also went to pet some pigs, right? Or something like that?
yeah, at the last day.
Uh-huh. What was the best part of the trip?
These.
The pigs?
Those cute.
And then you're so funny. You sent me a picture of your matcha.
That was, wait,
You sent me a
that was
picture.
Paris and my mom's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you sent it to me, and you was like, matcha. So you also did a tea ceremony. Tell me about that. I'm gonna show everyone a picture. It's beautiful.
When we tried to make matcha, it sucks. This little fruit little candy that they gave us sucks.
But how was the tea ceremony? Because you were dressed up. And
Yeah, the best part with the tea ceremony was me dressing up.
really, the drinks weren't good. Oh, I'm sorry.
But their matcha there in Japan was great.
It was great. Was it fun also catching up with Paris and Rocky? Yeah. And you and your mom just had a really good time together. I love that for you. What did you learn when you were in Japan? If you had to write a story, what would you say? What would be your story about Japan?
To always stay next to your parents because some people are thieves.
Okay. Well, this is true. People do kidnap kids and other people, so that's totally accurate. What else?
People always disguise and they always act like they're doing something.
Well, let me ask you this. Would you go back to Japan?
Yes.
Now, where do you want to go next? What's on your list? Is there a place you want to visit?
I want to go Osaka.
Osaka.
Yeah,
Okay.
we landed in Osaka, but we didn't get to see.
You didn't stay long, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
We literally took a taxi from Osaka. But the first hotel was the best.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What did you like about it?
Their beds were so small.
They were small.
And then one night, they said there was a thunderstorm, but there actually was not. Because you know what? I was praying that there's no thunderstorm.
No thunderstorm.
I even wore my earmuffs to bed.
Really?
So I wouldn't have to hear the storm.
And
I sat by the window too. I sat by the window.
Really?
And I was like, man, I should choose that side. The most funny part is that they drive on the opposite side.
I know that is weird because when Dave and I were in Australia and New Zealand, it was the same thing, and it's like, if I were driving,
Like,
I
that's
would
weird.
it
I would
is.
probably get confused. I'll be like, and I'll probably crash.
Yeah. Well
So at least we don't have that. I would.
well, I think it's just a matter of, like, the people there are they're used to it, right? Because that's their way of life. Like, when they come here, I bet they probably say, "Oh, this is weird that, they drive on the opposite side." The most important thing is going to other countries and experiencing other cultures and food. You had lots of food when you were in Japan. That's the most important thing about
There was
traveling.
one restaurant one night that we had to go with no shoes.
No
It was
shoes?
comfortable.
Yeah. Well, and Paris said you all went to a hot springs. How was the hot springs?
It felt weird at first.
Why?
So when we were in the locker room, was everybody was naked, like everybody in there.
Everybody
I
was
was like,
naked?
I already know that's bad. There was a door where we'd like walk in. Do you know like one of those office doors that like have that little thing that you push? I looked through that. I was like, that's gonna be bad. My mom was like, stop looking through that. And I
I
was
heard.
like, I'm trying to see if it looked comfortable or not.
Oh, okay. Did you get used to it though?
I'd rather use a baby suit. But the first rule said, no baby suit.
Gosh, I think that would be a little unsettling for me too.
Yeah, even though it said no talking.
There was
Like,
no talking?
Yeah, like
Did you talk? Did you whisper?
You can only whisper. And the men's next door, they were like, yada yada, they were yapping, like you could hear them.
But the women couldn't? You should know
They should
that.
have learned that in kindergarten.
Well, I'm so glad you had a really good time, and, next trip, we have to figure out what's next.
Trip, I want to go. Don't do that. I know you will go. Don't do that! Don't do that! Apollo, don't do it.
I won't do it.
Oh,
But honestly, you don't have to decide right now. You have plenty of time to think about it, right?
I want to go Alaska.
Alaska. What do you wanna do in Alaska?
I heard that their water is beautiful.
It is beautiful. That's what I heard. And good fishing if you like to fish.
The water is usually like light blue.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I kind of want to go Hawaii again.
You wanna go back to Hawaii?
Have you been to Hawaii?
I have not been to Hawaii.
Oh
It's
my
on
God,
my
it's so
list.
much fun.
Yeah.
They have the best snow cones, first of all. They got these mango mochis that they put in them. Then, oh my God, it's so good.
You are so lucky that you get to travel.
My mom said back then she didn't travel that much.
We went on some trips, but now we didn't travel like you do.
I
Like
travel crazy, Daisy.
Mhm.
I don't care how many hours I'm just excited to get there.
That's
But
not
when we got to Japan on the first day, it was raining. And my fingers were like,
I think it was their winter season, right? Because even Rocky said it was cold.
yeah, well, I had my suitcase too. And my hands were like freezing because they were locked on there. And I said, oh, let me just grab my blanket out. And then I was like,
Well, listen, all that matters is that you had a great time. And I'm so happy that you had a good time.
I little Cheetos.
Do you have anything else you want to share?
No.
All right. Bye, girl. Say goodbye to the people.
Bye. And bye, camera. And bye, other camera.
Thank you, Aria.
Bye, camera 1 and bye, camera 2.
Bye, y'all. Peace out. All right. So my girl be traveling, and I love that for her. I love the fact that she is experiencing other cultures. She's going to be such a well-rounded individual. If I could leave you with anything from this episode, it would be this. You're not bad at self-care. You may just be trying to heal while living in a way that keeps draining you. And if that's true, the answer is not just more little comforts. The answer is honesty. The answer is support. The answer is restoration. The answer is changing what keeps harming you. Here's what I really want you to think about, to wrestle with, okay? Functioning is not the same as being okay. Relief and restoration are not the same thing. Rest can feel uncomfortable when your body is used to stress. Self-love starts with honesty, and transformation begins when you tell the truth and you respond differently. I'd like to end this episode, as I always do, with the affirmation to help ground everything that you've listened to. So take a deep breath with me. Inhale. and exhale and say this. Close your eyes if you like. I do not have to earn rest. I honor the truth of what I feel. I release the pressure to keep performing. I choose restoration over survival. I am allowed to come back home to myself. If this episode spoke to you, subscribe to Hold My Purse, turn on your notifications, and share with a friend, someone who may need this reminder that you matter. I am a true believer that self-care and self-love, once it's prioritized in your life, when you make yourself a priority, your whole world will change. Now, if you're ready to go deeper in your restoration, I want to invite you to the Awakening Return to Self Day Retreat. Like I said at the top of the show, it is going to be a space to rest, release, realign, and reconnect with who you are underneath all the pressure and noise. I'll link all this information to the event in the show notes, and I really hope to see you there. Space is limited, so make sure that you check it out and sign up as soon as possible. Until next time, my fabulous friends, my self-care warriors, stay aligned, stay unbothered, and hold your own damn purse. Peace. This episode is brought to you by Self-Care Shawty, your go-to for homemade skin products that keep you moisturized, healed, and at ease. Discover these amazing products today at selfcareshawty.etsy.com. That's Self-Care Shawty, SHAWTY.etsy.com.